Good morning, and thank you once again for joining me this Thursday at 6:30 Pacific Time, 9:30 Eastern, on the Conversation with Kelly Diamond. You can catch my written word every Monday at globalwealthprotection.com. Okay, so today's topic has to be why I don't need feminism. I've gone on and off with the women's rights news page on Facebook. And lately they've taken to posting various accounts from various women on why they need feminism. And the more I read these commentaries and testimonials, the less I'm sold on the idea that someone would need this collective movement called feminism. I was open to it. I thought, well, read through it, get an idea of why these women feel compelled to unite under this banner of feminism, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not, because when I read these anecdotal things, or when I read these testimonies, individual testimonials, I take them at their word that they're 100% right and honest. Okay, I'm going to assume that they're right. That they're not skewing it, that it's not biased, it's just their worldview, and this is what happened, and as they see it, and is feminism the answer? And I'm finding that that's not the case. The issues that they're addressing aren't issues that need to be resolved on any sort of collective level. Mainly because it doesn't affect a collective. They're individual problems that have something to do with gender. Okay. Or could have something to do with gender. Just to be safe, we'll say it does. Okay. And feminism is starting to take on a similar defect as racism. Okay. There's a working definition of what racism is. Racism, okay, like sexism or any other of those isms, not philosophical, but more of a discriminatory, bigoted nature, entails that there is a superior and inferior component. Okay, in racism, there's a superior race and an inferior race, and that is, and so whatever fits that bill, a racist statement would carry some indication that one race is less than another or more than another. Okay, a white person can be racist, that they are part of a superior race. Okay, they could. A black person can be racist, believing that they are part of an inferior race. That's still racist. So long as you play into that dichotomy, that's racism. Similarly, feminism, feminism, to me, was supposed to be about things that concerned a broader group of people, specifically women's issues, right, that were pervasive, not personal issues as a woman. Okay, so I would say the way women were treated when they tried to earn the right to vote, when they tried to have their right to vote acknowledged, okay, that would have been a feminist issue, because that was specifically directed to women. Okay, the way they were treated in the jail, the way they were treated at the protests, absolutely, we could say that was a woman's issue. Okay, Dave. No doubt. Was there sexism throughout American history or any history of any country? Sure there was. I'm sure there is. But the answer to that is to understand the difference between a social issue and an individual issue. Okay, first and foremost. And when in reading some of these testimonials, I have to say that these are a lot of them are individual issues, a result of bad choices, problems that have individual solutions that do not require a full collective to rally around you. Rape is not a feminist issue. Rape is an issue. Rape is a problem. It's a social issue. It affects men, women, children, elderly. There's a reason why rape affects certain people. It's because they fit a certain profile. So if it were to be anything, it's that there is some sort of serial problem and it affects the masses at large, and they're not 100% sure why. The rapist knows why, but the victims rarely understand why they were chosen. Right? But it's not a feminist issue. It's not a sexist issue. It's not a sex issue. It's a power issue. Okay? There are individuals who like to exert power over others. Rape is just sexual bullying. But bullying has many forms, and it doesn't necessarily have to involve sex. It can involve just violence without any sort of sexual implications. It can involve extortion. It can involve misusing your authority and your position, none of which necessitates having sex. Okay? Rape is just a manifestation of that. And when I say just, I'm not trying to trivialize it. What I'm trying to do is put it into perspective. Now, there are women saying, I need feminism because I went to a party and got fucked up. And I woke up the next morning naked with some dude. And I think I was raped. Okay. Furthermore, I don't know how to explain this to my boyfriend because I'm afraid he's going to shame me. You don't have to worry about your boyfriend shaming you, friend. I'm happy to do that. I can't believe that people are still doing this. First of all, okay, this idea that I'm woman, hear me roar indemnifies you from any sort of consequences in the natural world is preposterous. This idea that feminism has become this emotional crutch, an emotional welfare, where when shit goes sideways in your life and you happen to be female, you need feminism. What does it do? Does it absolve your sins? Does it? You go to a church for this? Because it's cultish. It's absolutely cultish. These women, first of all, they say, I need feminism. Whoa. Do you? Because without this nebulous movement that is all good things that are projected upon it for all people, right? It's trying to supplant egalitarianism. Egalitarianism is just a general do-gooder thing. Each person deserves to be equal, and each person is in their own right of justified in their existence. Blah blah. Very general good feels. More so than altruism. Altruism is ridiculous. But egalitarianism, it's the word for the good feels, right? Everybody, you're all the same. We're all equal here. We're all, no one's better than somebody else. Nobody's above anybody else, and nobody's life is worth more than anybody. This is nice. Nope. Feminism is now trying to supplant that, right? Because there are issues that need to be addressed. So this woman this woman, 19-ish, maybe, and she's describing the shit. She goes to a friend's party, gets fucked up, and ends up waking up naked next to some dude. Doesn't remember what happened. She thinks she was raped. She doesn't know how to tell her boyfriend. Her friends are laughing, thinking it's funny. I need feminism because the people think it's funny that this happened. I need feminism because my boyfriend is about to shame me for what happened and say it was my fault. I don't think anybody, okay, let's be very clear on this issue. I want to make sure that we are abundantly clear before I move any further into this rape issue. No one asks to be raped. That's the definition of rape. Rape is non-consensual sex. If you ask to be raped, you're consenting to having sex. So no one asks to be raped. Consenting to have sex ceases to be rape. Okay? The assumption is that they don't want to have sex with you until such time as they say they do. Very simple approach to sex. It's not about I didn't hear no. You didn't hear yes. You didn't get the go-ahead. She didn't do anything to indicate. I mean, you don't have to necessarily hear the word yes. There's several different ways to communicate that, but you didn't hear any of that. Then you need to keep your shit in your pants, go home, rub it out, call it a night. You're not going to go and start raping people. That is okay? We're not fans of rape here. We're not justifying rape. I don't even have one defense for this. Okay? There's not. I don't care what you're dressed in like. I don't care. It doesn't matter how you dress. Provocative isn't what makes people rape. Vulnerable is why people rape. Because again, it's the power issue. So if you look vulnerable, you look like you can't get away, and it looks like you could slip it in and slip it out really quick and get away, he's gonna do it. Okay? The rapist will. I don't know who the rapist is, but the rapist mentality is that. This is not all men. We should also be very clear about this. This is a very small percentage of men, as well as a small percentage of women who do this. Okay? Small percentages. If every man and every woman did this, we'd literally be fucked, whether we like it or not. Okay? So please do not think that this is all men, all women. Men are raised to rape. Women are raised to rape. Nobody's raised to do anything. Nobody's asking for shit. You gotta put all that out of your head. Okay? All that is fucking garbage. Nobody asked to be raped. Thing is, you gotta be able to prove it happened. You have to be able to know that it happened. Know what I'm saying? Now, women are saying, I shouldn't have to worry about this. Well, fuck. Okay? I mean, I shouldn't have to worry about a lot of shit too, but I still get insurance. Still lock my doors. Right? I mean, I don't think this is a feminist issue, and I certainly don't feel oppressed by this, but when I'm at an airport, I ask somebody to watch my shit while I go to the bathroom. Watch my bag. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm at a cafe. I don't want to pack up my computer and take it to the bathroom with me. I ask a friend, hey, just watch my shit for a second. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some sugar for my coffee. I'll be right back. We do it all the time. Why do we do that? Why do we take that extra little precaution? Because we're not fucking stupid. Yeah, okay. I shouldn't have to worry that somebody's going to steal my shit. I shouldn't have to worry about it. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the end of the day, if somebody steals my shit, I can be very right and out some shit. Lose my stuff. I don't want to lose my stuff to be right. I don't want to prove a point at the expense of my shit. Okay? I want my stuff. I want to keep my stuff. I want to be right and have my things at the same time. How do I do that? I take little extra precautions that are not oppressive. Not by any means. Okay? Let's say I decide I'm going to go run some errands. I'm going to leave my door wide the fuck open. Everyone, the people who don't live here know it ain't their house. Come on. Okay? There's only 2 people whose name is on the lease. If your name's not on a lease for this address, it's not your house. But the door's wide open. So I come back. Everything pretty much looks the way it is, except my computer's missing. But I mean, everything else is left exactly the same. But my computer is missing. My laptop is missing. So I run down to the police department. This is clearly a very hypothetical situation, right? Just to illustrate a point. And I'm there to report that there was a robbery. There was a burglary. Somebody broke into my house, took my computer, and left. Really? He did? Well, let's go look at the scene. We'll come down and we'll assess the situation and we'll gather some evidence. There's no sign of a break-in here. Oh no, I went and ran errands and I left my door wide open. You left your door wide open? Yeah. But somebody came in here who doesn't live here and had no right being in here and took my computer. I can prove that I have a computer, that I bought it. I have the receipt. I even have the warranty. And we know that you didn't just misplace this computer. How? This laptop. How do we know that you didn't just misplace it? That you didn't leave it somewhere? You didn't take it to a cafe and run out? How do we know that it was here when you left, gone when you came back? And how do we know that it wasn't your fault? I kind of need to know that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I gotta know. I need something. There's no evidence of anything. All you have is evidence of buying a computer. I don't even know how to pursue this. There's no fingerprints anywhere. There's nothing. It's not like they tossed your apartment. There's just a place where you say your computer used to be, and I'm supposed to do what with that? I gotta go find him. I gotta go find the person who did this. Did what? Stole my computer. Can you in any way prove that it was stolen? You have a videotape, maybe? You have video surveillance? Neighbor? Anything? Oh, no, why don't you believe in me? Is it right that somebody came in to your apartment and took your computer? No. It's not okay. It's not acceptable for somebody to behave that way. Taking that behavior, putting it aside, and declaring it wrong. Here you are up Schitt's Creek right now without a damn bit of evidence to prove that it was stolen. And you're pissed because they don't believe you and take you at your word. Because you wish right now that your allegation could be a substitute for evidence. Is it your fault that somebody made that decision? No, you are not responsible for that person's decisions, okay? But you are responsible for your decisions. Yes, we can take responsibility for our own choices. We can. And we don't need feminism for this. We need a sense of responsibility and an understanding that to be liberated means more responsibility, not more recklessness. You can be reckless, but to be reckless and make bad choices, while that is your right to do so, does not then entitle you to bitch about the consequences. Not when you had opportunities to take simple, easy precautions that would not have caused any sort of rift, would not have upset the balance at all, would not have been in any way oppressive. Look, when my friends and I used to go out, and I was the designated driver, a decision was made up front right? A decision was made up front. Kelly's a designated. Now we can all go get fucked up. Kelly's going to take care of us getting home safely. Is that, I need feminism, I shouldn't have to have a designated driver? Or is it, I need feminism, I'm not accountable for all the bullshit I do while I'm drunk? All the stupid ass choices I make when I'm drunk and don't remember? It sucks when you don't have enough evidence. Okay, it does. It does. Because when something bad does happen, okay, you wish you did have some evidence. Look, I had my purse stolen and my identity stolen while I was at a club. I had my car broken into and my identity stolen when I was going in to grab, and I locked the door. When I went in to go pick up a friend, somebody broke into my car and ran off and took my tips from the day, which kind of sucked. And it just happened to have my driver's license in it. It happens. I had no evidence. I can't. There's no way to find the person who did it. Both times. All I can do is report it's stolen, tell everybody not, to cancel all the cards. Move on. That's it. I know it sucks. It sucks when it happens and you don't have anything to pin a person on. But because of that, right? Because of that, modern technology has given us the lovely portable video recorder. Okay? People record cops now because they need evidence in this he said, she said game that they violated their rights, that they were out of line, that they escalated rather than diffuse the situation. They need video evidence to show that the cop was in the wrong. Right? Why should I have to record a cop? I should be able to trust them. Okay, you should, but they can't. And they've proven that you can't. Cops have proven that they are not trustworthy. You don't need feminism, you need a recording device. When you go out and get pissed drunk, you don't need feminism, sweetheart. You need a designated. You need a proxy that you trust who's going to keep you safe. That's what you need. You need solutions. When in the event of domestic abuse, there was a story about a girl. Somebody had shared the story about how they were abused at home. Their husband was a vet, came home, got very abusive, threw her across the room by the throat. Nobody believed her because he's supposed to be this hero, right? Without even getting into my strong feelings about the military, just as a domestic dispute, the mere fact that nobody believed her, despite her bruises, and the ones who did believe her just deal with it. That's how they are. You knew that when you got married. And they were dismissive. They didn't believe her and she had nowhere to go. That is horrible. Okay? That's really sad. That any person of any sort with any sort of abuse problems would have nowhere to turn, and the places that they do turn, they're just dismissed. That's horrible. It indicates one thing: the cops don't believe you. There's not enough evidence. Your own friends don't believe you. Your own family doesn't believe you. That's horrible. That is a horrible feeling of rejection, and I get it. Okay, that has to be the worst feeling. But you don't need feminism. That's not a feminist issue. That's a really poor choice in friends issue. You need to change your social circle, like yesterday. We got to get out of the damn house, leave the man. You got to get away from the bullshit people who call themselves your friends, and anybody who claims to be your family that can't even defend, can't even support you in any way and help you get out of the situation. Those people, they're not family anymore. They're a biological accident. Move on. And you got to go find a group of people. I mean, it's not that those people don't exist, and it certainly isn't your mission in life to change their fucking mind. You're going to stick around and sacrifice yourself in hopes that you can convince all these assholes that what happened is wrong? No, no, I mean, now you at this, okay, the first time you find out that they're assholes, shame on them. You continue to stick it out with them, knowing how they are, knowing who they are. You continue to choose to be and keep that company? Shame on you. You get fucked up and realize that you woke up next to somebody and you might have been raped and there's no way you can prove it. Bad choice. Learning moment, teachable moment. Next time, I'm going to make sure I have somebody look over me. Right? Next time, I need somebody to make sure that I'm going to be okay and I'm going to be safe. Look, when we look at children, a toddler, if I were to point to a 3-year-old child and say, who is responsible for this 3-year-old? You know what the answer would be? I'll tell you what it wouldn't be. This 3-year-old is responsible for this 3-year-old. No, the first response is going to be parent, guardian, or teacher, but they're not going to say themselves. You know why? Because they're 3. Because it's understood that somebody at 3 years old doesn't know better. Right? They need a ward. They need somebody to help them and guide them through life and teach them the basics of right and wrong, safe versus not safe, what to do to stay safe, all of that. This child is no longer 3. It's grown up to be 18. I point to an 18-year-old person and I say, this person is 18. Who is responsible for this person? The unanimous answer becomes, that person is responsible for that person. That individual is responsible for themselves. Whether you want to deal with it legally or you want to deal with it on some sort of continuum, there's a certain point where you reach an age of accountability where you are responsible for you. Bad shit's going to happen. You don't need feminism to fix it and sprinkle fairy dust all over it and make it all go bye-bye. You're not going to outlaw assholes. Because if you're going to outlaw assholes, then by golly, I want to outlaw your stupidity. I can say that because it's a preposterous notion that's never going to fucking happen. This is not about needing feminism. None of this is. This is not about feminism. This is about right and wrong, responsible, irresponsible. With more liberty comes more responsibility. With less liberty, there's more tyranny. With more tyranny, somebody else is controlling your shit. The more liberty you have, the more you're controlling your own shit. So if this is about women's liberation, and you want to be liberated, then understand that the majority of the responsibility is on you to take care of you, for you to make the choices. Taking simple, generic, small measures to be cautious is not an act of oppression by the patriarchy. It's not a reason to abolish the letter I. Making these small precautions, taking these small precautions, when looking over the small toddler, the one thing we can say about their ward is that they made sure they weren't abducted and sent off to the sex trade. They made sure that they were safe. They might not be awesome people, but the one thing they did was make sure that that child lived to see another fucking day and they were safe. Can you do that for yourself? Can you make decisions for yourself that make sure that you live to see another day and that you're fucking safe? Can you see to your own safety? This is not about victim blaming. What's upsetting is that there are victims who are overtaken, who have done everything right, and are still overtaken by somebody. They followed the rules. They locked the doors. They did everything they could, and they still get overtaken. And they get mugged. They get raped. They get assaulted. They get killed. This happens. So you don't need feminism. Feminism isn't going to stop criminals from being criminals. Just like laws don't stop criminals from being criminals either. It's illegal to kill people. It's illegal to rape people. Has it stopped yet? No. Well, if words on parchment aren't going to end this criminal behavior, then this nebulous, female-oriented movement isn't going to stop it either. There will always be the meek, and there will always be the asshole. This has nothing to do with feminism. Moreover, I think if you just go to, just by going to the women's rights page, God knows what the fuck feminism is. It's a variable. But when women feel bad about their choices, or when they feel offended that people have a different worldview, I need feminism because my boyfriend thinks that I should be in the kitchen cooking and cleaning while he kicks his feet up. No, you need to align your priorities and decide whether or not that's the type of person you want as a partner. If you don't agree with them, move the fuck on. If you do agree with them, then fall in line. But disagreeing and sticking around for this shit, that's not feminism. That has nothing to do with feminism. That has to do with you trying to justify playing a victim. If you know certain people that you roll with are assholes, and you continue to stick around those people as if they were the last fucking people on earth, then you've got issues that you need to sort out. You need to get out of that situation. No amount of feminism is going to get you out of that situation and solve your problems for you. My understanding of people being equal and people treating each other with respect did not come from a collective of whiny bitches clamoring for it. It came from the fact that I want to be respected, and therefore I will show respect to those who earn it, and those who don't get the privilege of my presence. It's very simple. This has nothing to do with my ovaries. This has to do with my view of human beings and my notions of humanity. I might have to do a part 2 on this. This is absolutely insane, all the issues that they try to cover. Blanket over with this fucking cultish fairy dust. In any case, have a great week. I'll catch you next time. Bye.